doing today? We're gonna learn Google My Business today. So I am gonna share my tab here so that people on the press sphere can see what we're doing. All right. So hopefully everybody on Facebook can see my screen. All right. So Google My Business. So if you're gonna spend time, messing around with just stuff on the internet and what works best and all that, I would mess with Google My Business. That would be like my focus. So like a lot of people want to do like a review page, like on their website and stuff like that. I recommend doing that on Google My Business because if you have good reviews on Google My Business, you have a good business profile. Then when people go Google for a realtor in a certain area, the person with the most reviews comes up. It's just how it works. It's like organic Google search information. So the thing is, though, you have to have good reviews. So the reviews that you're going to have on there have to be, you have to teach your clients like what to say. So one of the things that we do is that we teach people to say, when you ask for a review, and you say, hey, can you review us on Google, please? Thank you for your business. They'll say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, would you please write us a small review and tell us how we did. What were the good things you saw about the transaction? What were some of the bad stuff that you saw? Like, I want you to be honest. And, kind of just tell people how it was moving into, whatever neighborhood, say Munster or whatever, right? Because what you want is keywords to go in there so that people could be like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. You want to make sure that when people search for agents in Sherrville, they'll be like, oh yeah, Jamie has 3 reviews of people saying, hey, thank you for helping us move to Sherrville. Even a slightly like bad review, like 3 stars, as long as the word Sherrville's in it, still comes up. You're still being reviewed for that area. But like, if you put it on your website, there's not enough activity on a website to draw people there. Even if you do like people do Zillow reviews, all those get buried with all the people that pay Zillow to be a like a premier agent. But Google allows you to be able to have what you call a natural review page. But the first thing you gotta do is you gotta create one. And if you go to Google My Business, you'll see that you could get your business listed by simply going here. Now they changed it a little bit. They used to have an actual portal called business.google.com. You go straight there. They're integrating the business profile into Google Maps now. And it just makes it easier. So when people are searching for like a location on Google Maps or an address, your stuff pops up. All right. So the first thing you gotta do is sign in with your Google account, and whatever that is. So, and you're gonna search your name. So let's say, I'm gonna try. I'll just say Waldo Diaz Realtor. And actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put Waldo Diaz KWNWI. And the reason I do that is because in all your marketing, when you're marketing, you have to make sure that it's very clear that you work for a brokerage, that you're not your own brokerage. Especially like in Illinois, they're very hyping on that, where you have to make sure that you're not representing yourself as a brokerage when you're not. So you have to make sure you say like what you're. It's almost like Facebook, it will automatically recognize that that business does not exist. And then, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a category. I'm going to say real estate. I'm going to say I'm an agent. That's fine for now. You want people to visit your location? I usually say yes. You don't have to though, but you can say yes to that because they can come visit you here at the office. And then you got to put the address in here. Now here's where it kind of gets funky. You got to make sure that you put your address correctly, because since there are a lot of agents in this office that might have business profiles, you got to make sure that you differentiate yourself from the brokerage. Because if you accidentally claim the brokerage as like your business, you'll get put on Google jail, because we'll actually go back and tell Google, hey, they sold our thing, here's our license, we own the business, and they will actually block your profile. So, hi, how are you today?
Hi, good.
Good. So you gotta make sure that you're unique. So like I'm putting myself as Valdo Diaz hyphen KWNWI, right? So I'm not saying I'm Keller Williams, Northwest Indiana, because then if I take that profile and then I, as a managing person for that account, I will go in there with my license showing that I own the KWNWA business, and I could block your account. So you don't want to ever do that, right? So make sure you put your account. I'm gonna put my address in here. Fine. I'm gonna say 3rd floor in the state of Illinois. So put your address. Now it's telling me there's already a business with that name and that address. You see how it came up? So you have to make sure that you understand that, yeah, I know that that has Diaz in it, but that's not me. That's somebody else. I would have to say, no, that doesn't match. Because if I accidentally click that one as, yeah, I want to take that one, then now I could take over that business temporarily. And then when the owner of that business finds out and they submit all the paperwork that they own this business, they'll block me, and then I have to go through Google and be like, unblock me, I picked the wrong one, blah, 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 I'm gonna create my own business. So I'll say, no, it doesn't match. And I'll say next. These provide deliveries or home office visits. I'm gonna say no. And then contact info, right? So make sure you put a contact info on here. Website. If you have your website up and running. And I always say yes. Let me know what's going on Google, because when stuff changes with Google, I want to know. So I would say, yeah, please keep me up to date. And it's going to create my profile. So it's going to ask me, how do I want to get verified? And I'm going to say, send it to Valdo Diaz. I'm going to spell my own name. It is address. And I'll say mail. Right? What that does is that this listing won't be live on Google Maps or Google Search until I get that postcard from Google with their special unique code, and I verify that I received it. So you're gonna get that postcard.
Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
You're waiting for your postcard for your
Yes,
Google business account?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. I didn't know what we were doing.
Oh no, it's okay. We're doing Google My Business. So in the beginning, we're gonna do Google My Business, and then I'll show you best practices, and then after that, we could talk about something else if there's still time. But yeah, so we're starting with Google My Business today, and different options. So let's see here. So does the business? So Liz wants to know: does the business name have to include KW? Yeah, Liz. It has to include. Oh, you don't see my screen, Liz? Why not? I'm sharing my screen. You can't see my Google screen, Liz? Let me reshare that again. Reshare. Chrome tab. Google My Business. Share. Okay. Somebody says, I can see it. Okay, cool. Thank you. So some of you can see it, some of you can't. Okay, it's working. Let's try to refresh. Oh, somebody else is there. Okay, so yes, it should include KW in there somewhere, only because the brokerage, the the brokerage, you have to be able to identify that you're with a brokerage. So if you don't put KW in there somewhere, then you are representing that you own a business outside of KW. So let's say Liz Realty, that some consumers consider that the brokerage, and you're misrepresenting. And I could be speaking out of turn in Indiana, so I would refer that to Bill Vassels. I'll talk to him later today. But in most states, you have to basically put your brokerage name on there that shows. Yeah, that's the correct screen, Liz. I haven't. That's the correct screen for right now. You want to see where I was filling it out? Sure. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me switch it to. I know which one you're talking about now. There you go, Liz. Sorry. It opened a new tab. I should just switch it to show the window. That way you see my window all the time. I'm going to do this window. All right. That should allow you to, well, now you're going to see a lot of funky stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's where you verify. We're going to say an option will be mailing the option. And then you'll go next. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm actually going to switch. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second here. And I'm going to switch to my other Google account so that I can show you what it looks like when you own your own Google account. So give me a second here, and I'm going to switch over to my own Google account. That way I can show you what it's going to look like under, actually I think I manage all the pages for KW under this one, so let me just go there real quick.
Hey, what's up, April?
I want to show you guys what it looks like, and then we do, because I don't want to create a whole new company, because then it's going to ask me to verify a whole bunch of stuff, and we can't get all the way through until you verify. All right. Business. Yeah. All right, so let me go back over here to Restream, and then I'm going to share my screen with you guys on the Google Business page window. And we're going to do this one. All right, so this right here, if you have to see all this, you can see all of the stuff, all the different businesses that we manage and run. So the one thing that we want you to know is that when we talk about running, a different profile, so like let's look at the Elevate page. This is the Elevate page right here. And then one of the things that we're going to do is when I'm in here, I'm going to promote stuff. So once your property is listed, thank you. So once you get your page up and running, you see how it says here, you manage this business, it's been verified, has a little check mark, it's a verified business. Now I can do stuff with it. So one of the ways that you're going to get yourself found on Facebook, oh my gosh, on Google is by one, getting reviews on your page. So if you don't have any reviews, get reviews, ask for reviews. And if you go down here, you see where it says get reviews. It gives you a specific link for your business. But one of the things that as realtors what you can do is promote stuff. And one of the things you're going to do is like you're going to add an update, right? So you're going to do an offer. So what are offers? Offers is simply like an open house, for sale property, any of that stuff. Because when you're adding all that stuff, all that information in there, you're putting details of this offer. So where it's at, what city, what state, guess what? The more products or the more offers you put out there in Google for a specific city, the more you will come up as a realtor for those specific cities, right? To promote more items. I mean, this offers, like, so one of the things that I do on my personal business profile is that I promote K-Store, the school, the real estate school. Because I'm trying to promote and figure out what ages want to take it, who wants to take the real estate class, who can we attract. And I just put it on there because people are always looking for like real estate class, real estate license. So I'll put an offer out there for our school. And I'll get a lot of calls sometimes. Some of them are bogus, some of them are like, yeah, I want to join, and eventually they take the test and they join, right? Or I put also, what is the other one here? Services, so products right here. So you click on edit your profile and you click on products. This is where you're going to put all the stuff for your customers, right? You're going to put categories. What kind of categories do you have as a realtor for products? Listings, sold properties, under contract. You know, all those stuffs go on there. If you have all those categories, guess what? It becomes like a store for real estate. Now, if you put all your closed listings in here, you move them from the category listed to closed, the more closed properties are going to do two things, right? It's going to show all the properties you have in that area. So I have a lot of properties that close in, let's say, Cherville. We're in Cherville today. So we have a lot of properties that close in Cherville. We have a lot of properties that are listed in Munster, but when they go into my store, they'll be like, oh my gosh, they have like 10 that sold in Cherville. They have like 20 that sold in Crown Point. You're become an expert in the community. Google loves to crawl their own website. So if you go in here and you're adding all these products, and for us, the products are our listings. So just list it. And if you're a brand new agent, KWNWI just listed a property in Munster. You don't have to say you listed it. Our Northwest Indiana office just listed it, a new commercial property. You know, you could even name a team if you want to, like, to give them credit. Like, hey, so and so just listed a. The whole thing is that you want to put the most products possible in your business. Because when people are Googling for a realtor in a certain area, you want to come up first. So, like, because how many people are on, if you Google yourself, where are you on the top 10? Have you ever Googled yourself? Yeah? Have you Googled yourself before?
I Googled myself before many times.
And where do you fall in the top 10?
You know what? Out of the top of my head, I don't know. I can't remember. And then like another question was, not another question, but my question was like, with your website, because my last name starts with A, it's Allen.
Okay.
So how do you, like, is it better to alphabetically or?
I think on your website doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? Okay.
What matters is the number of reviews you have, the products you show, what you're doing, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Activities that you post, where do you fall? If I Google myself, I am the top 10 in Google.
Oh,
Except for this one, I am all of these.
I thought you were just saying, like, where do you fall, like, if you're in the top 10, you want to be all top 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot.
You want to be the top 10. Right?
I understand.
So when you're looking at products, when you're doing different stuff that you're doing, is like, if people Google Oak Lawn, like, it's amazing. Like, people are looking for my office number, like, to call the office. I get 9 out of 10 of those calls come to me. Because when you look for KW Elite in Oak Lawn, my name, it has Keller Williams in it. So we're the deals group at Keller Williams Elite. So when you Google Keller Williams Elite, I am the top 10. So they'll click on me, they'll call me, and I'm like, oh, sorry, you're not calling the office. What do you mean? I'll help you whatever you can. And sometimes that could be a buyer or a lister. Sometimes that's somebody looking for our office because they want to come check it out or whatever it is. But the whole point is that I want to be in the top 10. Your business profile should be the top 10. You guys follow that so far? Yes, Liz, you could put somebody else's listing on your product page as long as you are not saying that it's your listing. So for example, you could say, our Northwest Indiana office just listed a threeplex in Crown Point. Asking price, blah, blah, all the information. The listing belongs to the market center. As long as you're not saying you listed it, it's okay to advertise it. I always do a courtesy to the listing agent about making sure that they know that I'm gonna do that, but nobody ever hates free advertising on their listings. Yes.
So I just Googled myself and I Googled my name, Dorota Allen, and I'm in the 10th top, like all the way.
All the way down. That's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
But I just moved from a different company.
A different company.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you probably have been posting like
Okay.
information about moving this stuff and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So now you all of a sudden there's a lot of activity on your social sphere,
Yeah. it is.
right? So it's like, how active are you? But the activity has to be practiced. So like I used to use this company. I used to use this company that was called it was called Brand Yourself. And the sole purpose of that company was that you put your website, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook page, your Twitter page, and you're in there. And what it did, it went out there and it compared your business to the rest of the industry, and then it ranked you where you fell in there. And the whole purpose of it was to tell you like the negative things it found. So like I mean, when you're young, you're dumb, you do dumb stuff, like that. So when I did it, I had to go to my Facebook page and actually delete some posts.
Right.
I had to find them, delete them, scrub them, and stuff like that because it was coming up. So when people Google you, some of these stuff pops in.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are nosy, they like to keep drilling in to see how much more they know about yourself. So they will go in there. So this Brand Yourself, when it first started, obviously back in the day, they had a lot of freebies. Now I think they charge, and that's why I stopped using it. But you don't have to ask permission because the listings belong to the market center. But you, as a courtesy, I would recommend you did. But the listings belong to the market center. You could, as long as you don't advertise them as your own, you can.
You know what I also noticed, like
Yes.
Giving reviews to other people for anything. Like I'm saying anything on Google reviews. You're gonna go and buy shoes, and or go to a restaurant, and they are asking you for reviews. Write those reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Write reviews,
Yep.
but also ask for them all the time. So one of the things that I learned, just the last couple of years, going to the different conferences that I've been to, the last couple of years, was one of the things that we don't do is that we tend to ask for a review once the transaction is over. You should ask for a review when you first start working with them. You should ask for a review when you finally go under contract with them. You should ask for a review when you close on the property, because they will give you a review 2 of those 3 times.
Okay. Oh yeah.
They will give you a review 2 of those 3 times. You know, and so you want to make sure you're constantly in there asking for a review. And make it easy for them. Get a little create little postcards. You know, Vistaprint you can do them real cheap. Go to QR Monkey. My good friend Scott Schoen over at my office in Oakland introduced me to QR Monkey. It's a free QR code generator. It works great to do that.
Yeah.
But the more listings you put on Google, and make sure you're moving them from listed to close, right? Move them from listed to close, move from listed to under contract, because you got to be able to show that you have activity going on. I mean, if you put them all under just listed or under listed for sale, however you want to categorize it, you know, then are you ever selling any of these properties that are for sale? Right, so make sure you move them. After a while, it might become consuming, you know, because you have a lot of activity going on. You're like, do I really want to do this? Unless you're the person. If you're the person responsible for Google, then it's okay. You're the one that's responsible. But like as an agent, I don't have time to do that anymore. Somebody else has to do it, right? So I have to outsource that job to someone. You know, earlier, Jamie and I had a discussion about your dollar per hour and what you're worth. Do you guys know what you guys are worth per hour? Yeah. We found out earlier today, Jamie is worth well over $800 per hour, based on the activities she did for 2 contracts over the last 5 months. So if you think about the activities that you have done, how much are you worth? So is doing a Google listing worth $700 even if it's $500 an hour that you're worth or $200 an hour that you're worth, is that activity worth your $200 an hour? Or is that worth somebody else? So you will build some more houses so that you could generate more money, so your dollar per hour goes up. So what's your value to what you're doing? When you're starting out, you are all that. You are the marketer, you are the admin, you are the transaction coordinator, you are the real estate agent, right? So what activities can we do? So lots of products on Google, so you'll get ranked higher. Let's see here. Okay, so you gotta get reviews. So this is a newer company a new business that I just started on Google, so we don't have any reviews yet. We're hoping to get our first review over the next couple of days. But our job is to try to, every time we do an event or photography shoot, is that we're gonna get reviews. So everybody that we do a shooting for, we're asking them for reviews. Give us a review. Tell us how we did. How are your pictures? How did you like them? How did we stump? That's when we get better, right? But the whole point is that I want to get Elevate to be the #1 marketing image company on Google. And the only way I'm going to do that is by continuing to do that. And so what I'm going to do, now that we have a couple of shoots under our belt under this brand, is that I'm going to add some products on here and stuff that we did, some of the stuff that we did. Just shot a property. Congratulations, we're going to start, promoting some of the agents. Congratulations to agent so-and-so. We just listed property XYZ, and we put some of their photos on there to help them advertise their listing while trying to get some reviews. Same thing with our offices. We're trying to drive more reviews to our offices so that people can see that we have good agents working for us. Right now, your job as a realtor is to get as many products as possible, to get as many reviews that shows that you're a good agent. You'd be surprised how many people will be like, yeah, I'll write your review. 9 out of 10 people will write your review. And if you're a brand new agent, you have family, they love you, they'll write your review. And if they don't love you, they just don't want to talk to you, so they're going to write your review so you stop talking to them. So either way, you win, win-win. So you get some reviews. You want to be the realtor in your office with the most reviews. So if somebody in this office has 10 reviews, you got to get 11, or 12, so you can stay 2 ahead of them. Just get on there. Who's the realtor? So if you search realtor in Cherville, so if I go in here and I say, make fun of me when you see that, I'll have to spell Cherville. Great. Look at that. Top 3 people in here: Laura, Jim, Brooke. There aren't even anybody in our office, right? Why? She has 26 reviews. She has 77 reviews. She has 53 reviews. These are the top 3 people. And if I scroll down, then who else is next in Cherville besides Realtor.com, who pays for a lot of money in here? Look at that. Look who's up here. Kim Ordegaard. She has 55 reviews, like 4.9. She's higher than Cole Baker. This is a lot. It says a lot about the quality of reviews that she has versus them. They only have 9. She has 55. You want to have more than 55 reviews, and you want to be at 4.9, not 4. You want to be at 5.0, not 4.9, so you could be above Kim. Right? Goals. So you got to make sure that you are getting reviews, because when people do a search in Cherville, she's number 3. She's number 2. I'm sorry. Who's going to be number 3 or number 1? You don't want Cole Binker to be number 3, right? It could be one of you guys. It's got to be number 3 or number 1, whatever. Which one do you want? Get your goals set up in place. Maybe Liz wants to be number 2 or number 1, right, Liz? So, your goal is to try to be on the top 3 of that, right? So, or whatever city you're in. What's your goal? What's your prime market? So your prime market is Munster or Crown Point or wherever else, Maryville, Hobart, whatever. you gotta search that area and see who's the top realtors there, and how do you get to beat them and pound them down? How do you gotta get top? Right? So you definitely, like for Sherville, you need to get a lot more than 55 reviews. You know, you gotta get more. You gotta be at 5.0, not 4.9. If you want to outbeat her, outpace her. You know, also try to see what kind of reviews you have. So let's check out some of those reviews from Kim. Let's see how her clients do. She's gonna be like, why are you picking on me? Let's find out. See what it says. See what it says about Kim. Look at that, 55 reviews. Oh, she's good, or somebody's good in her team because they're responding, right? So James, they left a review, they responded. They left a review, they responded. Is that you? You doing other work on Google?
I'm making sure Kim responds.
Okay. Trying to, yeah. So you see, that's how they got to be number 2. We just Googled Sherville Realtor and Kim came number 2.
Yeah.
So we're like, how do we get her to be number 1, or how do you guys get to be number 2? So okay, right. You got some work to do.
What's your advice?
No, actually, you guys are doing a really good job.
Okay,
And now the point is that you just have to get more reviews.
that's what we're working on right now.
Because most of the realtors, so it's this guy from Weichert, Kim, and then Cole Baker,
Okay,
right? So for Kim to pick the Weichert realtor, you just have to get more reviews so that you continue to move up. Plus, you guys are at 4.9,
Mhm.
which is fine. But like, how do you gotta get more reviews at 5 stars to change that where it averages out to 5 anyway?
okay,
Even if you had one negative review, how do you overcome that negative review, right?
yeah,
And we're all gonna have negative reviews. I get some all the time.
Mhm.
It's me. But how do you do it? But at 4.9, 55 reviews is great. She's at number 2 in the area. So when I simply did Sherville Realtor,
okay, cool.
boom, number 2. That's cool. And she's not even paying for that. That's just organically number 2 on the list.
So you have a team, and then do you have individual pages?
No.
So Shannon Steiner, who does like the 12-week year thing,
Yeah.
she told us we should all keep it together. That way you get more reviews and more
Yeah,
listings that closed.
because I just
So
made
it's more
my
like-
page, and
Gotcha.
so we all have our own team page.
Yeah, Shannon told us to do it together because it's
That
the
makes
more
sense.
numbers, the better.
Yeah.
So,
There's a way to add members into that group.
yes,
And then that way each member could request reviews, but it should be under one umbrella.
yes. So we're always asking anyone who writes a review to name the other agent. That way they're still like Josh did it easy. That way he's still getting credit.
Yeah, so when you get on a team, it should be all under one. Because then you want to get a total overall reviews.
Yeah.
Right?
And more products.
And more, right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. See, so I got it. I'm busy right now. So here we are. So she's doing great. So that's like the goal, right? That's what we're trying to do when we're doing a Google business page, is how do we get well, it could be possible, Liz, that the same people popped up in Munster. If the same people are producing products in that area and there are no other realtors getting reviews or business pages in those areas. So the thing is, like, if Munster is your area, then building your page and focusing on getting those products listed and getting reviews, what people mentioning, you help them move into Munster will get you to be higher and not be the same people. So it just depends on the flow. So like a lot of realtors have business pages, but none of them actually do anything with them. So like, how do you get reviews for those pages, right? And the whole keyword is about asking for specific reviews. Don't just ask for like, hey, can you give me a review? That's great. But how about, hey, tell us how we did. Tell us how the contract process went. Tell us how it was moving into XYZ city. Not just give me a review. I could be like, oh, you guys are great. You guys did great. Thank you. It's like, okay, well, thanks for the review. Give me 5 stars. Some people don't even write anything, just put 5 stars. And it's like, that's not a review. It's great to get 5 stars, but like, tell people what it was like to work with me. It was great to work with XYZ Realtor out of the Kim Mordegar team. They did a great job helping us move into the Munster area or helping us move into the Cherville area. Like you almost gotta tell your clients how to write a review, how to write your review without telling them how to write the review. You know, so like have little templates. Hey, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Seller, can you please let us know how it was searching for for your home in Cherville? Can you please tell us how it was, you know, how the closing process went, you know, working with XYZ agent, you know, stuff like that. And if it's you, a solo agent, could you please tell them how it was working with me, your realtor? Like name you, you know, you want to get recognition, you want to get people to write you actual reviews. Any more questions on Google Business? Make sure you put your picture up there. Make sure you put pictures of your office or things that you do. So one of the things when I searched myself earlier, you guys saw my business, it had pictures of activities that we do as realtors. When we do family event, we had a movie night in the parking lot one day. When we do rep day, I take my own pictures. I put those on my profile pages. Those are activities that we do. You know why? Because we're human beings. We are part of the community. When we do stuff for like rep day and stuff like that, or we do movie nights for family and stuff like that, it's showing that we're a part of the community. And if you advertise that, you know, if you put it there, people are like, oh, you know what? They did a great job. I remember going to that movie night. I remember when they came and did rep day with us. Like we get a call from Parkland all the time in Oak Lawn. So it's a huge place in Oak Lawn that we did rep day a couple of years when we first opened up there. They still call us. Hey, if you don't have a place for rep day, we would love to have you guys. The kids here love you. That's great accolades to have from a community stapled center that helps people with disabilities. That they know us as the people that will come out and help. They want us to. So if you put that information out there, people listen, people see. Sometimes people will write a review and it doesn't show up on my page. What's up with that? Make sure that you don't have moderator settings set up. So sometimes, depending on what they write, it might require you to go into your Google Business profile page and approve the post. So, or you might not want to approve it, just depending on what it says. I mean, if people use profanity or something like that, Google will block it from being posted, and you have to go and overwrite it, stuff like that. So just make sure that a moderator is not on. Some people, sometimes by default it goes on. Make sure that it's turned off. I have a step-by-step. If you need it, Liz, I'll send it over to you. They do have to have a Gmail account or at least an account profile, a Google profile, in order to leave a review. And that is to verify that it's a legit person and not a robot. That makes the reviews that much more credible than just anybody writing a review anonymously. So yes, they are required to do a Google account. It's a free account, and I always do tell people that you need a Google account. You know, there's a good service would be for you to help them get one so they could write your review. I know it's extra work, but I mean, I do help people sometimes create a Google account if they tell me you don't have one. I'll be like, I'll help you create one if it's okay with you, and they usually say okay. They just don't want to do it themselves, and then I let them write their stuff. But most people, even the old people, because even my mom has a Google account now. That's, you know, she doesn't know how to use it, but she has one. As long as she can use her phone. Anything else on Google My Business? Nope. Nope. You sure? All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else on Google My Business, we can open it up to whatever you guys want to talk about. Yes.
Delayed question.
Yes.
Do any of these people pay?
No.
So.
So like so the people on top, these people do. You see how it says sponsored?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what you want to do though is when you're looking at it, you want to be these people. You want these people.
Okay.
So when I look at real estate agents or the real estate agents, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sponsor people, they're gonna be up there all the time. They pay thousands of dollars. I don't want to be there. You know. So these are like Google Screen sponsored people. You know. These are the people you want to be. And you click on more businesses. These are like you see what people that say ads. They don't even have any reviews, but they're paying money to stay there. but it's the people that are for free that you want to be. And people pay attention to that. People do pay attention to that, so trust me when I tell you. But look, Google likes to highlight stuff that makes sense. Look at this review that it outlined. I will never use another realtor. That means that this is their realtor of choice. They will never use another realtor but Odegaard Real Estate. Right? That's the kind of reviews you want. So you want to be those people. So let's see. Liz looked at Munster. Let's see what pops up on the free side. Munster. So Munster, the free people are all real estate companies. Oh, except for the Conference Squad, who's number 3. They're these guys right here at 14 reviews. So in Munster, the top 3 real estate agencies are Rose Real Estate, Remax, and then the Cochrane Squad with Coldwell Banker. So them as a realtor, this is what that. So like you want to tackle these guys, and it's very easy. I mean, they only have 14 reviews. You know, get 20 reviews in Munster, and they're out. You know, you're next. So when Liz was looking earlier, she was saying people. Well, these are the people that are paying, right? I don't care about them. When I'm looking for businesses, I'm looking for this area right here, who are the highly rated services based on what I'm looking for.
So are those reviews, they have to be from a specific area?
They have reviews for specific, yeah, they specifically work in that area. Mm-hmm. That's why when I say like, make sure that your clients are writing reviews, like, you know. So I want to tell people review like the Deals Group. We love the services when we were a contract and negotiations with the Deals Group while buying a house in Elsa, right? So like you're kind of teaching them about like, tell them how it was moving into that area, moving into Elsa, moving into Oak Lawn, because I want them to write it in there because I want to start populating in those areas because the key words is what matter. Real estate services that they did for us in Crestwood. They did for us in New Lenox. I'm talking about towns where I'm at because it's just easier for me because I'm from an area. I don't know all the towns around here. But yeah, so like stuff like that. You gotta tell people in a way how to write your review, how to review you, what they did for you, what you did for them. Maybe you help them lease a property instead of buying a property. You know, maybe you help introduce them to doing Airbnbs. You know, get that kind of information out. All right. So, what else? If it's not Google My Business, anything else? What else you got? You guys are good. Anything else, Liz? Are you still there? I know you like to hang out with me most of the time. Or anybody else on the Facebook sphere? It looks like there's like 3 of you guys out there. You know, just pop your questions in there. If it's not about Facebook, about Google My Business, anything else you guys want to talk about? If not, you know, I could let you guys end early, and you guys will get yourself some tacos. You know, get some good food, and then I think Bill has contracts today.
I have a question. But
Yes.
when we're adding in the products,
Uh-huh.
I know there's like several lines
Mhm.
on there. How do we go about it? Like all of the properties.
You're not funny, Liz. The Sox managed to lose that science game. I'm still trying to figure that one out, Liz. I'm trying to figure that one out. I'm sorry, I got distracted with the comment.
How do we put the listings of the product?
And in the products?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Which page am I showing? This page. Okay. So let's look. All right. You see, like here's my product, so I'm gonna do. Can I click here? search zone. Try to get to the end of Google Business. My edit button. Yep, I have this business. Oh, come on. Oh, it's because I'm not logged in as myself, that's why. All right. Oh, I know what you're gonna do. So you're gonna add, you wanna add products, you said? All right, so promote. Sorry, products. All right, so here you go. So this is what you're gonna have. You have your name. So what is it? And I usually put the address. So I'll put like whatever the property address is because I want that city to show up on there. Select category. I create my own category. So it'll be like sold, commercial, real estate. You know, under contract, listed, for sale, stuff like those will be the kind of categories you want to have, right? Price, whatever the list price is or sold price is. Description, I usually take whatever description I would use on any advertisement. So if I'm gonna do a Facebook post or whatever, that's the description I will put here. And then additional button. This is cool because if people want to look at it, I would say learn more. And then what I would put is the link. I will search for the property on my website. And I will put the link from my website here. So when they click the button, it'll take them to that property on my website. So if they want more information, they click on more info on my website, I get the info. Follow me? And I put a photo here of the property, pick the nice one. Maybe it has a beautiful kitchen or a beautiful pool, or it's by the lake or something like that, or a nice aerial shot, whatever it is, or make a nice front picture, right? Pick a nice picture, and then you publish it.
If we are posting just random properties from the MLS, just reach out to the agent and let them know.
Pictures from our office, not from the MLS. Listings from our office.
The KWLS.
Yeah, has to be from our office. Has to be from Northwest Indiana. Yes. Unless you're licensed in Illinois also, and if you're duly licensed in Illinois and in Indiana, you could reach out to the Oaklawn office because we're a sister company. Oaklawn and NWI is owned by the same company. So if you are duly licensed, you could reach out to Oaklawn and you could list those properties as well. But it has to be either NWI or Elite. Okay? Questions? What's the difference between a post and a product? Good question, Liz. A post is something that is only live for a short period of time. I believe it's 4 to 5 days, and then it comes off the list. You have to repost it again. So it's almost think about it like a story. So if I want to post something about, congratulations to so-and-so for selling their house in Munster. It will be live on Google search for about 5 days, and then the post goes away. Products never go away. They live in your page forever. So that's why you move them from category to category. So if you have them for sale today, they eventually have to move to closed because they're not for sale forever. So products live on your page forever. It's like a store, right? It's a product catalog, where posts are just that. They're posts that only last for a few days and then they go away unless you republish them again. So I post stuff like Rep Day stuff, K-Sport stuff. I'll post stuff like that. Maybe I'll post a coupon, right? Like, maybe I'll do a post, free valuations for the next 48 hours. There's using coupon code free CMA. And then that post, every time people search for like real estate stuff in Cherville area, or in my case in Oak Lawn, that will come up as an advertisement on the side saying free CMAs for real estate CMAs using this coupon code. Now, most CMAs are always free, but if you just say free, people like the word free. Even if they are free, they use the word free. Stuff like that. That's a difference. Anything else? All right. Facebook peeps, last call. Any other questions or comments? All right, Facebook peeps, I'll talk to you guys in my next class. It'll be 2 weeks from today, and I'll be back. I'm still haven't decided what I'm going to teach. I think I'm going to teach campaigns. I've been getting a lot of questions about Facebook campaigns. So maybe I'll do a class. I'll hold off on running my ad till Tuesday instead of running on Monday, so that I can create the ad here. And then if you are interested in running Facebook campaigns, we could talk about that next time I'm here. Campaigns work really well if you are willing to do the hard work and do the follow-up. Internet leads are internet leads. I don't care where you get them from. You could generate them yourself on Facebook, get them from Zillow, get them from Redfin, get them from wherever, and it's an internet lead. Internet leads are people that don't want to talk to you yet. That's why they're on the internet. So you just have to follow up. And if people are not telling you to stop calling them or stop hitting them, they're just telling you, I'm not ready yet. So keep hitting them and keep texting them until they tell you to stop or they answer the phone. That's the way it works for internet leads. All right, so we'll touch campaigns next time. Thanks, Liz. Talk to you soon.